Not bad.
Damn, dude.
You doing alright?
Seems like you actually know what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty good for my first time. I got you bullshit. Yeah. You know, it's kind of hard to get out. See, I need to cut this down a little more.
Sure.
But I didn't know, you know, I mean, on this side here. And I forgot what the tape was for here.
Oh,
Whenever you marked it.
I didn't know if we wanted to add a little back.
Oh, I see it, yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. They probably wouldn't trim it all because it's tight. See that? It's tight from here to here.
Right. And this is down a little bit. If we
Just bump it.
bumped it up, maybe.
It's still different. The line's not straight.
Yeah.
You guys see here? This is a pretty good gap here. That's about what we want.
Right.
Here. Alright. That's cool. We're down here a little bit. I've got room. See, the bottom lines up perfectly. See, that line's good all the way down here now. And I'm a little high here, which is okay. Just we'll block that down. Work on it. Sweet.
So,
Please, yeah.
so do you need to, do we want to put some more spacers in here and redo any kind of line or something?
Yeah, let's set it straight. Let's set it straight again. And put some, if you got some wide tape, let's tape the hood down and where it belongs.
This stuff is pretty good for holding. And then I got all sorts of stuff.
I don't want it to squirm around too much, you know what I mean? It's not like it's going to try to go anywhere.
Sure.
Alright, so we're pretty happy here. Well, that line there isn't too bad.
Does this need to come up though?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. Let's look at it.
That might be too much, but let's see.
Not bad. Not bad. Just try to get the line to come in. Yeah, not bad there at all. It's just that line needs to be straight. You see how they, like even here, that's lovely, that's not even a straight line.
I know.
You know, this is where you gotta just buck up and go, or kind of recut it, you know. And most of that, you actually end up, you'll tune it up in the primer. It's not that it's such a big, this line, we'll need to add a little bit here because that corner's a little rounded, but just kind of where that needs to be. This side here.
You want to go up?
Well,
It's weird
a
because
little
it's
bit
fine
high
in the
here.
center and it's,
yeah. This is so thick here. Take a little out of it. I don't know, dude. You know, and stuff like that, this is something you can do, you know? You don't need to be paying me or jamming it up. I mean, you see what I'm doing right here. You know, you can bring this down a little bit, you know, just keep it along, because there's a lot of work that you do. Like in these areas here.
I've just never seen it done to know.
Yeah.
Some of it seems logical, and I've done that stuff, and some of it I'm like, I'm not really sure what to do here.
Split.
This will be one of them.
No, nothing magic, you know? No magic in here. You know? Yeah, I'll get that down a little bit better. That's quite a lot better, in fact.
Yeah.
And it's also, like, you gotta kind of maybe like split the difference, you know? I want to put, let me get this out, let's put one more like kind of thin one in there if you can do.
Let's do this. Let's try it on this. Oh, that's loose. It's not working with me. Let's try that.
Not too bad. Yeah, this is like almost spot on here, yeah.
Yeah, it's really bent. Do you think like it needs some kind of bracket to bring it in, or what?
Well, see, the hood's in a little bit here. Where's
Because
it?
this is high now, way high.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you're on higher than we got hood thickness. Yeah, I need to drop it back down a little bit. I'm gonna move that one spacer.
That's too low.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, you know, shit. Over here.
Maybe if you put it in up to the very side.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm thinking. It doesn't really have to be there, you know. We're a little high there. Over here. Stand here, close your eyes, and run your hand back and forth right here. There's a major step in the hoods.
I feel this right here.
Yeah, there's a line.
Yeah,
See, if you come over here and do it,
yeah,
you feel that?
yeah.
Yeah, see, in the body working with kind of this whole area here, so this transition zone into here. Again, even if you take the block and run it over, it'll show up.
Right.
You know, it shows up. See, there's a massive flow here.
Yeah.
See where we're scratching and where we're not.
Yep.
You gotta have it, you know. See, we're not, this side just really isn't all that terrible, you know?
No, that side's pretty decent. See, the thing is I understand, like, well, I mean, even if you put more fiberglass underneath to try to, like, bend it and have it get stiff again,
Yeah.
unless you're doing that with straps or something, I don't know how you would know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Just so you know this was compressed again.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because we're just forwarding on it. Yeah, it's not gonna change things. You know, it's just because like this side of it is kind of bowed
Right.
rather than, you know, being this flat.
Right.
I don't know. See now, here, I don't know. You just gotta keep going, you know, that's what we can do. And, try to split the difference, you know. We could do a thin amount of Bondo here. Problem is, you know, when you do Bondo, you gotta be able to feather it way out.
Right.
There's no room to feather out, it's gonna leave the step. You know? So we might be able to knock this down a good ways and add a little bit back there.
Right.
Kind of split the difference, you know. Problem is here, if we can come up just a little bit. Yeah, it just takes a little. You know, with mine, I mean, I went through all that kind of shit. With it, you just keep fussing with it and fussing with it, you know. This isn't very thick here, you know, so we could actually, like for this here, we can knock some out here.
Right.
It's so hard to just do it all like this, you know how. I don't know if I can make room in my shop. I've been rearranging a lot of shit today.
Right.
And stuff. I've got a half a notion. I don't know how well that'd work for you, but I think if I could get two of these, I gotta be able to get mine all the way forward. If I could get this car to sit where mine does, I'd like to have you bring it down there where we bolt it on, leave it together, and I can really concentrate and put some time on it, you know?
Sure.
It's hard for me to drive and try to do the whole thing.
And, you know, we do have a lock, you know, a latch here.
It may pull that down. Now see,
so if
that's,
you pull that down when this is being pushed up, then it might.
you could spacer this up.
Right.
I forgot about that. There's actually a latch that's gonna pull that down.
Right.
So you could spacer this up. Yeah. But that being the case, that again, that changes, you know. I forgot all about having that center latch, you know.
Yeah, because yours was different, right?
Oh yeah, you know.
Yours was up front or something?
Yeah, well my first one, the first one I did, I used all this same mechanism and stuff with the latch. But it wasn't this kind of a hood, it was a regular flat hood and it fit nice.
And see, I have the regular hood, but I don't think it'll fit.
I don't think so, yeah. You know, I don't know.
It's just barely coming over that.
It's just barely, you know, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and we can make it work. It's just better. You got a body work out of this whole thing here to try to get that transition area a little nicer.
Right.
You know, 'cause you can see that big canyon all the way across there.
Sure.
You know, and it's barely visible or anything now. You put some shiny paint on there and it stands out, you know, it'll look like a dip in it, you know.
Right.
All the way across it, it just won't work, you know. Not doing what you're gonna wanna do with it, or if you're gonna want your name on.
Yeah, totally.
Not that you spent 50 or 60 grand too, it needs to look like walk up and that you can shave in it. Not that I know anything about that, but
Right.
you need to have the ability to.
Alright.
Yeah, see, that's just a massive canyon there. But you know, this is something I did, and I mean, you can do too. It might be a good idea to go ahead and get together, get the latch where it pulls it down. And exactly what I'm doing with a long block here, you know, start working over your, you know, it doesn't hurt to overshoot these gaps like this, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what helps make them line up.
Okay.
You know, if you're storing an old Chevy or whatever, you know, a metal door slammer, that's what you do to get them badass lines down the side. Is it's all together and adjusted, and you leave it that way even like when you're spraying and blocking a primer. You know, these here are kind of small where you don't get those big long reflections, so you really don't have to do that. But with the basic body work, you really want to do this.
Okay.
You know, because these edges are all a little bit funky.
Right.
You know, I get it down, get your shims under it, because I mean, those can stay.
Okay.
You know what you want, but then just long block again.
Okay.
You know, like this. So you see where there's not that difference, you know?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of frown that goes on right here. See, this is all
Right.
from one of their scenes. Well, you know, you're going to have to fix all that anyhow, you know?
Right.
You know, just make sure while you're doing it, when that hood's where you want it, that you're just working both pieces.
Right. So here the other thing I've been dealing with is the way, you saw how the thing was on there.
Yeah.
I had it as far back as possible, and then we actually took this to a lathe, and it fell off the lathe and got all hacked up. But
It's all right.
we chopped it up, and then we were trying to, thin this back and do all this
Right.
stuff to get it to where it will work.
Uh-huh.
And it's still like hitting the firewall, and this might be working now, but
Can't you
I don't
just
know if
go
I
to
could just
Brax?
go to a company and order a different size one, or like,
Yeah, you could.
I don't know where to do that. But
Yeah, or you could make one, I've got a friend who's got a machinist, or the tab that it attaches to on the hood there,
yeah,
move it.
it's moved as far as I can.
Oh, I see, you
Yeah.
can, yeah. Yeah.
Or make a new bracket, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I don't know how that bracket's supposed to fit, because it doesn't. In fact, I think I
but
flipped it around.
that pin is too far this way, at the end of, is that what it is, you end up?
Yeah, and
Because the latch mechanism
I
is-
might have took the bracket and flipped it around then,
Yeah,
which is not what they're suggesting.
right.
But now this might be too short now, because I've shortened it. I don't remember, but
Let's see, let's lift this hood back.
it's
I
been
want
a long
to
time.
see the bottom, yeah. Let's see what it looks like here. Let's see what we grill stuff. Just stand her on the nose here.
This is supposed to be up here.
Yeah, this side's pretty damn good, I mean, that won't be hard to dial that on in, and that side here, once you spacer it up.
Okay.
I think, spacer it up to where this matches here,
And get that
and
latch.
then pull it down to the latch, then you're gonna, that's gonna be the key, has to just be dead on the money,
Okay. We're inside, well, I guess your doors are totally different, but I was thinking, this is what I have.
Pretty shit. Well, I think with this here, we got an idea.
Yeah, I'll try to get that hood straightened out.
Try to do that, and at the end of it all, I'll talk to you, if it just gets to where you just can't do it, or you just can't get it where it's gonna come on, but it's gonna matter when you get that latch mechanism and get it shipped.
Sure.
That'll determine. If it just gets too real, I'll move a motorcycle out of the shop or take a couple, I'll do something different.
Right.
And maybe we can get it down there where I can just start on it first thing in the morning. It's so hard for me to try.
No, I get it.
It's so hard to try to get, it's hard to get into it and get moving.
Well, and originally when we were talking about, finalizing some of the stuff, I was like, well, so, after it's off the car, we put it on a body buck, and then do I just show up every morning for 3 hours before I go to work? And,
Right.
how does it go down for me to get
Yeah,
this
yeah.
car done? Because it needs to get done.
Yeah,
That's the
you're gonna have to quit, yeah, because you're here, you're just at a real difficult stage, whatever it takes, I'll work with you, I don't care. You need a lot of help with it, a lot of this, and because of what this project is, you need to do a lot of this. But at the same time, there's a whole lot of shit I can get knocked out there, but here, you go ahead and finish this now.
Right,
Here's
right.
what you need to do,
Absolutely. And
And just like
I'm
what we did here, now, you
totally
can go,
happy to be
you can
there.
fine tune this line,
Yeah.
you can fine tune that and the primer and all that, I got the basic, I got a couple hours tied up in it.
We think I could fine tune that line.
Well, yeah, and you won't, you'll get up. I wish I could, you still gotta try, you gotta do it, Yeah, you'll get that line up. But I'll be able to go, okay, here, we'll put another coat of primer on it and we'll
Yeah.
do it. But it just needs, and there's stuff you're not gonna find, that I will,
Right.
and around there. But just get that latch on there, get it, get it all, get it right tight.
I did do some fiberglassing on this. I don't know, I filled this with fiberglass, but it's still divvy. Is this something that the Bondo will do?
Yeah, the bottom's fiberglass too, it's fine.
Okay, I didn't know that. And this one, I had that big gaping hole.
Yeah,
There's still a little bit in there, but I got most of it filled.
yeah, anything, that's all real little shit for mono, it's real.
So there's a few things going on here. If you could look up there, you could see that this part right here is way too close to here. And that's because once you start massaging this in back and forth, now I've already elongated the holes once to bring that further back, which, you know, this is built into the rib, and you can see that the plate doesn't really match the rib. It's bigger than the rib, and I've already extended it once. Now I gotta extend it again. And this isn't even all the way up, it needs to go further. So it's been kind of annoying trying to get this thing to lock in, and I'm gonna have to get that plate to move back a little bit more so I could get the shoulder bolt on there to latch it in, because once I start bringing this up, I need this to latch down so I could do my final sanding. So we're gonna attempt to elongate that as much as possible. You know, worst case, I gotta make a whole new bracket, but you know, I've already put holes in the car. So it's like, you know, this is stock stuff, and why the stock stuff is not working, I have no idea. That just blows, but it's what I have to do. So we're gonna try to keep moving forward here. Alright, so I got this pretty much dialed in the sense of where it's placed. I got good clearance up here. I got an even line going across all the way there. But as you can see, let me hop down here. You can see that that sticks up almost the thickness of the hood right here. And you can say, well, just sand it down. Well, there's nothing left, like it's sticking out above. And then the rest of it is fine over here. So, you know, these are things that I shouldn't be dealing with because it's a bad mold. And I have so much time into this that you just, you know, you just want to finish it. You don't want to like start over with a new hood. And the new hood's not going to be a guarantee that that mold's any good in. If it's coming from the same mold, how much change can there be, you know? So this side's not too bad. If I spacer this up, this part here needs to be shaved down a little bit. And then this part here needs to be shaved down a little bit to match. And then it gets pretty even right here. And remember, it's going to latch down a little bit, pull in. And then over there, I mean, it's just, you know, it should be down there, and it's, I could see beneath it. So I'm trying to move forward and do the best I can to get this thing to work, but this is, you know, I've already said that I don't like putting stuff on and off and on and off and on and off, which I had to take my headlights off and get the panels and all this stuff just to get the latch back on. And because it's still not sized correctly. And, you know, all I'm doing here and hiring people to redo the belt line because none of it matches and all that stuff, that's because the mold at the factory is a piece of crap. And I shouldn't have to deal with that. And that's my official statement. So, you know, I come in today and I think I'm just going to kick ass, and then it's just, you know, no, you're not going to kick ass. So, and then, you know, this thing's a nightmare, and I'm going to have to go over to Bob's house and open this up. But basically, the way this fits on the hood doesn't really match the clearance that you need to get the shoulder bolt to work with the latch. So why that is, I have no idea. So so I'm just changing everything, and probably going to lop these sides off, just do 2 bolts, move it forward, maybe even cut some of this off, repaint it. So I really don't want to start sanding or doing anything until I have that figured out and put onto the, so it locks this in, and that way I can do the best I can. But you know, I even have spacers out here because this curves in too much and is squeezing the car, and it needs to come back out to match here. And so if I could look this up, you can see I got spacers like right there on the side. It's not even on top. It's a horrible mold, and I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Man, this should be all simple, and it's going to be really easy. And then I just like hit my head against the wall and then want to give up by 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to go out to lunch with Bob, take that piece over, see if we could route it out, get that shoulder bolt back in, and then kind of see. I mean, you know, if I can't get this down because it's higher than thickness, then this has to come up. And that coming up gets in the way of how the hardtop's going to lay down on this. You know, I don't know how much a half a mil or whatever makes a difference, but it seems like it will. We'll just assume it will, because any little nuance changes how this thing fits together. So I don't know.
I'm at a loss of words. I want to get across the finish line, and this is just holding me up. And, you know, I appreciate that, you know, Greg is finally doing some work, but he still throws it back at me to like make me, you know, keep going and not give up and put it back in my hands. But I literally am like, just want to drop it off and say, finish it. You know, not the whole car, but I mean, like, you know, this crap. I don't know what to do. I'm not an expert fiberglass person. You know, I'm just, it's very frustrating. So, I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.